kind of dark. Okay, let's get to another page. Okay, all right. As she said, I'm a financial coach, Ramsey Solutions Master Coach. I'm really honored to be here with you tonight. I'm talking about one of my favorite subjects, and that is money, and that is finances, and helping you to keep your money. Now, I am getting over a slight illness, so I have some water in my pocket, so I'm going to drink that if I start to cough, so I want you to excuse me, just letting you know, okay? All right, so I'm a financial coach, and so I help you to keep your money. That's the space I'm in. Professionals hire me, entrepreneurs and individuals, to help them to prepare, to plan, and to prosper, and I'm going to talk about that tonight with you, preparing, planning, and prospering with your money. So, big question. We talked tonight, our topic is Think and Grow Rich if you looked at the flyer that they created. So when we talk about thinking and growing rich, thinking, are we prepared? Are we prepared? Let me tell you about getting prepared. Prepared means that you have to watch what's going on in your life, what's going on around you, being aware of what you're doing, particularly with your money. Now, some people may not believe this, but I do. Money is in everything that you do. Don't you agree? When you look at what you're doing, what you're not doing, there's something with money there. So let me tell you about being prepared. She said I had 32 years of auditing experience. I'm a federal government employee. I was in the shutdown for 35 days. I was in the shutdown for 35 days. But I've been in the shutdown from 95. I was in it in 2006. I was in 2013, and we had 3 of them this year. And of course, between 18 and last Friday, we were in it for 35 days, the longest in history. But what I want you to understand, myself and along with 800,000 others, you saw it on TV, people had issues. My lifestyle didn't change. That's what I mean about being prepared. Been in it 3 or 4 times. You learn. Would you agree? Yeah. You learn. So I learned. I got to have some money. I got to be prepared for whatever comes. You know, things happen all the time. An emergency does not give you a warning. So you need to get prepared. That's what the question on the table. How do you get prepared? Income. Income. Look at the word, operative. Income coming in. What do you have coming into your household? Do you know? Do you really know? Because here's a tip for you tonight, and I want you to remember this. Forget about gross income. Means nothing. It is a number. It is about the net pay, what's hitting the bank, whether you're a business owner or you work for somebody. What is coming into your household? Because that's what you're operating off of. That's what you're living off of. You have to know that. The reason why, because here's the problem out here today. 78 out of 100 people cannot pay for a $400 emergency. Can't pay for it. Got to pull out a credit card. Now, that's some of you in this room. I'm not being offensive. I want you to think, because it's about getting prepared. That's some of your church members. That's some of your colleagues at work. $400. And it's really an issue if there's another party in the house with you, and we're talking about a husband and wife, and we can't get $400. I'm not talking to make you mad. I'm not talking to make you feel bad. I'm talking to make you think. Life moves and it flows, and you got to be ready for whatever happens. The problem is debt. That's the problem today, debt. Now, we have obligations. That's your gas, your lights, and your water. And can everybody hear me? Okay. That's your gas, your lights, and your water. That stuff is always going to be. I'm talking about requested stuff. Mortgage, auto, student loans, credit cards. Some of it you need, because a lot of people cannot pay cash for a house. Some can. Can't pay cash for a car depending on what you buy. So you use debt to leverage it. Not a problem with that. But there's nothing in America that says you got to stay in it forever. Nothing. Let me tell you something right now. You get out of these 30-year mortgages. You are doing nothing but making the banks rich. Nothing but making them rich. And that does nothing for you. You get out of them. Next question. Do you have a plan? Do you have a plan for your life? Do you have a roadmap for where you're going to go and where your money is going to take you? I have 35 months, ladies and gentlemen. I will retire at 56. And I'm not worried. My lifestyle won't change because I got prepared. When the things were happening, when things were ebbing and flowing in my life, I made a decision. I got to do something different because what's important to me, and I hope it's important to you too. If you ever heard of it, Maslow's hierarchy of needs: safety, security, and stability. Got to have a foundation, ladies and gentlemen. And money gives you a foundation. It will give you the foundation. But you got to get a plan for it. Where do you go from A to B? If you don't know, you go get help. You find out. Because this should not be you every month. Should not be you every month. I used to be there. I used to be there. And the reason why I used to be there, look at me, because I love stuff. Okay? That's why I was there. I still love stuff. It's just that I prioritized. So this can't be you every month. That's what happened to some of my coworkers. They were looking for the money. But it's not that they weren't getting paid. It was about being prepared for when we had the instability. Federal government has always been stable. There's nothing stable today. The only thing stable is what you do in your household. What you do every 2 weeks to make sure that you prioritize. And I'm going to show you what those priorities are. What's going on? When I say it's you, I talked about it a little bit already. 70 to 80% of your net pay is going to pay everybody else. If your paycheck is going to creditors, you do not have a paycheck. You have a payment check. That is what you have. That is not going to get you anywhere. It's going to get your creditors somewhere because they're getting the money. It is about what you keep and what you do with it to grow. Remember our topic tonight? Think. I've got you thinking. Grow. That's how you get rich. Rich is prosperity. So how do you obtain prosperity? Remember, I help people prepare, plan, and prosper. How do you do it? Here are the 3 things you need to understand. It's money, it's debt, and it's time. Money is what you're bringing in as a business owner or if you're working. Debt, you use it sparingly, as I teach people, to do what you need to do. Home, student loans, and you get rid of it. Time. Let me talk to you about time. Time is a natural resource that occurs for us every single day. You don't have to do a thing to get it. It's about what you do with it. Time can be your friend or your foe. Which will it be for you? Think about that. It's your friend or your foe. Now, if you're a millennial in here, 20s and 30s, time is your best friend because you can use a little money to build a whole lot of money over time because that's what you got. But when you get my age, you got to put a whole lot more money because you got a little bit less time. It's about using time. But if you got the money, you got no debt, and you got time, you can have the prosperity and the wealth. Just a small example, at a millennial, if you're taking $100 a week, you're putting money in a 401k, putting money in 2 savings accounts and a Roth IRA. What you could build. Taking a little money today, $100 here, $50 here. If you're a millennial and you love the telephones like you do, you need to download an app called Stash, S-T-A-S-H. You can start investing as little as $5 a week. You can buy stock, you can buy exchange traded funds. It's just what it is, a stash, S-T-A-S-H. You can download that on your phone. So here's my final question. To what extreme are you willing to go through to get your finances in order? What are you willing to do? Are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to make a change? What are you going to do? This is what you have to do, and this is what I teach people, my clients. First and foremost, gang, it's about your mindset. How you view money, what you've done with money, what you haven't done with money. Are you a spender? Are you a saver? It's the mindset, how you view it. Each of you have a different mindset. You weren't born with it. It is formed from the experiences and interactions you've had with people. Your parents, teachers, coaches, friends, all of that. The other thing is your behavior. You see, money is about behavior. It's your behavior with your money, about where you are and where you aren't. And then to make a change, once you decide that, you got to commit to it. You got to stick with it. Commitment. That means no matter what. And then the discipline, the wherewithal and the consistency to stick with it. And then first and last, but certainly not least, action. Action. People talk a lot. People talk about naming and claiming. I'm here to tell you, if you don't put any work behind it and do something, it's not going to get anywhere. Nowhere, ever. Talking about it is not going to do anything. You have got to put action behind it. So what do? You need different habits, different thoughts, and different patterns. Because you see, money shows actions, habits, thoughts, and patterns in your life. I can look at anybody's money and I know what you're doing. I know precisely what you're doing. So what you want is a life where you have more money instead of more month. Because that's not a good feeling, is it? To have more month than money. Not at all. And so it's about your paycheck finally belonging to you. Whether you're a business owner or you work for someone. It's about it belonging to you to have wealth. So there are solutions. First and foremost, you got to understand your income. What did I say? Forget about gross. What is coming into your household? Do you know? The second thing is this. Working, your gauge. This was the gauge I used in life during my 32-year career. I always wanted to be making double my age. I knew I was ahead of the game. I always wanted to be making double my age. Take that. Look at what you're making. If you're not, get a second job, get a business. Double your age. That was my gauge, to know I was progressing. Get out of debt. Can't say that enough. The less people you owe, more disposable income you have to invest, to save, so that when an emergency hits, you go to the bank and you don't pick up the plastic. The next thing is that you got to maximize the time value of money. What did I say? Time. Time is that natural resource that all of us get every day. For some of us, it's less time. Some of us, we got more time. You got to maximize it with your money. And last but certainly not least, get help from a financial coach like myself to help you to do something different. I went to a coach because I needed help, because I wanted to make sure I was okay. So I needed a second eye to tell me what to do, how to do it, when to do it, so I could have what I wanted to. Because what was important to me was to know that every day I got up, that I could meet the obligations of the day, and I had tomorrow building for the rest of my life. That is what you want, ladies and gentlemen, is to get up and know that. Your solutions, priority and allocation. Priority, you got to pay yourself before you get your check, and you got to pay yourself after. And how you do that? You got to do it like my favorite artist, Prince, says, A-U-T-O-matic. Anybody from the 80s knows that. You got to do it just like that, A-U-T-O-matic. Automatic in the 401k, automatic in the savings, automatic in another savings, automatic in a Roth IRA. Never touch it. That's what I did. Because in my journey with money, I paid off my home. Once I paid it off, that money went to my investments to build my life. That's what you got to do. Prioritize and pay off debt. I can't say it enough. I'm back to the solution, gang. Money, time, and debt. Time is either your friend or your foe. Which one is it going to be for you? You got to invest time to get where you want to be. You got to change your behavior, your actions to get where you want to be. Now, something I did, and it impacts all of you in this room. I just published my first book. It's called Thank You. And this is near and dear to me, and let me tell you why. We here in African American community, we got to work together, particularly in our households with husband and wife. I come across a lot of people. We got separate, we got joint, we got this, we got that. The right hand doesn't know what the left is doing. So I wrote a book called Disclose Before You Disrobe, Financial Necessities Before You Say I Do and After. It's about having a business meeting of the minds, a disclosure meeting, so that when you get to the engagement phase, y'all need to put it all out on the table. What you know, what you owe, and the legal obligations that you got, so that it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen after you get up in there and you're trying to fix stuff. You go and have a wedding and get in debt, and all of you coming in there with debt. High debt is going to do nothing for you except make your creditors rich. So I decided to write it, so when people start on this journey, they can do this. They can know about each other's money. They can know themselves. So whether you're single or married, it's going to help you, because my goal with this is to help you build generational wealth. Again, I'm Rita Oliver. I'm the money strategist, the CEO and founder of Strategist Options and Solutions. I thank you so much tonight, and I want to leave you with this. Financial independence is your choice. What's the choice you're going to make? Thank you.